Okay, Paul, I understand that you have also done deep water alligator wrestling, and very few people have done that before, right?
We used to, that's all it was, mostly, is deep water, but later it became more shallow water because people can't really see what's going on underneath the water in the deep water. So they made it to where people can actually see the capture. It's a little different today because we can do live feed under the water, but by now I'm at an age now where I don't want to go back to that. But the way that happened, I started out doing shallow water wrestling, which is knee deep or more shallow. And we would catch the alligator and pick him up and carry him up on the land and then do some stuff with them. They wanted to open the original village that we had in Hollywood, and it's called the Oakley Village. And there were not very many alligator wrestlers around at that time. I was one of the few that were actually still operating. And they asked me to come down to Hollywood and try to help them. So when I got down there, I was 18 years old and I was ready to spread my wings and go see the world. And I figured that was a good start. So when I got down there, I figured out that it was deep water alligator wrestling. And when I say deep water, I mean right about where my nose is. So I had to relearn and learn new techniques and how to catch an alligator under the water. And it turns out that it's not so much different than doing it on land. But you have to be able to hold your breath for probably at least 2 minutes. Because once you grab a hold of an alligator under the water, you can't let go. Because if you let go and try to bail out, you're probably going to get grabbed. And so that's the part I had to overcome, but I learned it pretty quickly. I had access to somebody that had been a deep water alligator wrestler for a lot of years that gave me some insights. And so I did do that for a few years, but not really something I like doing. It seems like a cool thing to do, and if you have live feed under the water, it is good. But if people can't really see what you're doing under the water until you get up out of the water, to me it's nonsense to jump in the water with an alligator when there's nothing that comes from it. So they didn't succeed with that operation at that point, so I just moved to another village and went back to shallow alligator wrestling. But it was an experience, and I did it for a year or two.
My other question about that is, so when you were done wrestling an alligator under the water, how did you get away from it?
Well, you carry him out of the water.
That's how you ended it.
That's how
you carried him out of the water.
Yeah, you carry him out of the water, set him down on land, and then get on his back, and then you do a couple of stunts.
Okay.
Things like open the mouth, show the teeth. People that are a little crazy, they might stick their head in the alligator's mouth. I'm not crazy, so I don't do it very often. And when I do, it's usually because there's a lot of money involved. So you would just do a few stunts on the land and then get off.
Thank you.